See, here's the thing. I'm born and raised Californian. I used to love this state. I thought, this was the best place in the world. And actually, in a certain way, it was because it was all manufactured paradise. And being an American, I thought there's no greater country, no greater state in the world. And so I was the, and being this blonde, muscled young guy from California, I couldn't have had it better. But we didn't know that our paradise was built on everybody else's misery. I think to some extent it was. I don't think entirely. But looking back now, I see that a lot of it has been because of America's spreading liberal democracy. And we're going to go around the world and we're going to impose our extent of humanity on the rest of the world. Well, not everybody appreciates that. If we'd have just left the rest of the world alone, we probably would have been in a better place. Could you sit for a sec? We probably would have been in a better place right now. So when I come to this stage of life and I find that it's all been a charade, everybody in my age group and everybody in my demographic is pretty much, they're either rich and they're fucking pig-headed because they're glad that they've still stayed on top. I don't even mind not being at the very top of things. I just think that if I'm an American in America, I shouldn't get punished by T-Mobile $5 every time I go into one of their stores because I want to spend American currency in an American store. Are you fucking kidding me? We're getting punished for making dollars and then spending them here. That'll cost you $5 more. What kind of bullshit is that? If I'm fucking a white person, I got racial judgment from everybody else. Anybody that wants to look down at me, or anybody being homeless now because we got our home stole and then we've gotten thrown out twice. It doesn't matter that this is all some illegal travesty of justice. We still have to face the withering judgment of people that, oh, look at those scummy fuckers. Hey, motherfucker, I was never scummy. The only reason we're ever scummy is because you force us into. It's like being a prisoner of war, a fucking enemy combatant in a hostile state. That's
I love that. I know.
that's America. To the rescue. And yet we can't even fucking rescue ourselves. This place has become like invasion of the body snatchers.
Odd people.
Everybody is a fucking pod person. They're all pointing, they're all telling, they're all lying, and they're all trying to kill us. If you think that's an over exaggeration, oh, he's just being paranoid. Really? Uh, I don't think so. I don't even need to prove it. All you need to do is let's open your fucking eyes, read some shit on Google even. If you read between the lines, you could see it right there. Uh, there's this balance going on between the haves and the have-nots, and pretty soon it's going to go past the tipping point. Biden actually might have done the world a favor by fucking up so badly because it just brought all the fucking
It took
gunk from the bottom of the pot and brought it to the top. And now all that scum is in bubbles at the top. And so you can't help but see it and have to address it. You can't get to the soup until you get to the junk. Uh,
And he turned
We
those
shouldn't
Democrats into
have been,
Republicans.
we should not have been treating Mexico like a third world country and keeping them at bay. We should have, when the peso was fucking 3,000 to $1, we should have repossessed that country, because it's never going to have ever a viable government that's not corrupt completely. It's just a criminal country. But we would have had a much smaller southern border, and it would have been easily defendable instead of the way it is now. But for us to be expected to just willingly step aside, give up our lot in life and everything, just so that we could let every fucking itinerant piece of crap come in and take our fucking world away from us, that ain't cool at all. And then to have the authority figures enable that and encourage that, and to persecute us, hound us, to step in places where, like, there's laws. You can't have police enforce eviction processes. There's never a time when the cops should have showed up and kicked us out of anywhere, and yet they did. When I showed them the civil code on paper, they looked at it like the same poles of a magnet facing each other. They bling away. They got to look for their answers in the sky, and they got none, because they already know the answer. It doesn't matter what law they're breaking. They know that they're breaking it. They do it anyway. When you have the authority figures doing that shit to people, and we think Russia's the bad guy? Are we kidding? Really? If Russia's such a bad country, how come there's twice as many people in that country as there are now in America, and yet half as many incarcerated?
I don't want to start coughing all over.
I've got to take my blind wife with breast cancer back out to the car, because her being ill is somehow horribly offensive to Thousand Oaks society, and we could not have that. Because if you cough in America anymore, oh my God, they might have this fabricated nightmare of a bug, this variant, this flu variant that we've had since the beginning of forever. But we didn't have in 2020. We had no flu cases, but we all of a sudden had this other disease that was exactly the same as a flu. And now everybody's shitting in their pants because if you cough, you might have COVID. It's like normalization. If you break a law, then pretty soon you get away with doing it after a while. If you keep saying the same stupid lie over and over,
it becomes
then it becomes ingrained into American jargon, and then pretty soon everybody's used to it. And now it sort of gives it this authenticity. It doesn't matter that they're like trying to prosecute and hang every piece of crap that perpetrated this lie to begin with.
They're not.
It's just still, now it's part of the American fabric. So there we go. Californians take on the world, which is, it's like trying to stand on a snowbank that was frozen solid, but now the sun came out and it's melting under your feet. It's moral liquefaction. It's when the ground shakes and turns to liquid, but you thought it was solid the whole time. What a dumbass I am.